If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. I made a video the other day where I talked about some of the difficulties we've been having finding campgrounds between the Rainbow group, which is a group of people who are not very friendly and sometimes just dangerous, and the recent hurricane here in Florida that wiped out quite a few campgrounds, and then finally the government shutdown that just recently happened. So we've been really struggling to try to find campgrounds, which we have not had an issue with in the past. As a result of the video, there are a lot of people who think that go out west, all your problems will be solved. And it's almost at a feverish pitch how many people think I need to go west to solve all my problems as a nomad. Well, I mean, there's a lot to this. I mean, I have to do research. It's just what I do. I have to find out what I think I like about my personality, the kind of environment I want to be in, you know, what kind of nature I want to be in. And so I watch YouTube videos just like everybody else does. And so when I watch nomads' YouTube videos in the desert, I don't find it appealing. All I see is people sitting in a dirt lot. Sand, desert. So this is called research. And so for me to go and spend about $300 in gasoline, because it's a 2,000-mile trip, and plus food and oil changes and maintenance costs, you know, we're talking $500 trip just to get out to the desert. And what if I don't like it? So I'm going to rely on the research, because if I spend $500 to get out there and think, oh my goodness, I don't like this, and I spend another $500 to get back, well, I'm up $1,000 to see if I like the West Coast. But I do know that I like this. One person said, I know what your mistake is, you didn't go out west. Well, how is this a mistake? I mean, if you could just smell the pine trees right now and feel this breeze, and look, we're about 5 miles off the ocean, off the Gulf Coast, and you can actually still smell that ocean breeze coming up off of here. It's fantastic. So there are aspects to this lifestyle that I can't give you the entire feeling of. I just love them. The smell of this pine is just overwhelming. In the last month, Carolyn and I have went from a winter condition in the state of Missouri. So I got to enjoy a winter season, and then we went down into Mississippi, and we stayed a week in a beautiful, beautiful campsite that had running water, drinking water, running water toilet, running water sink that you could wash your hands in. Had a beautiful stream, and we were there by ourselves for the entire week. Nobody came by to camp or anything. I mean, people drove through, people wanted to know what we were doing. But these difficulties that I try to express to you is for your knowledge, so you understand what the lifestyle is all about. This, on the other hand, I can't show you. You're going to have to experience this for yourself. And as far as I'm concerned, I would rather see this than dirt. Then we got to go to the Biloxi, Mississippi beach. I absolutely loved it there and had hoped that I would be able to figure out a way to spend the night closer to the beach, but we weren't able to. But that's no big deal. We spent a day at the Biloxi beach. So then we come to Florida, and I've told you, yes, we've had lots of difficulties trying to secure a campground. We got one now that we can stay out for a little bit, and then we'll have to figure out what to do next. But once a week, I'm going to go over to the beach over there, the one I just told you about 5 miles away. And I'm going to spend the day there every Wednesday. Now, the reason I pick Wednesday is because that's when we go into town to get our groceries. And we do our live feed. Just last week, I got to park the truck within, I would say, 500 feet of the ocean. So I could look out the window and see the ocean. I could hear the waves splashing while I sat inside the camper and edited a video. That was absolutely breathtaking. I absolutely enjoyed editing the video next to the ocean. I had an earbud in this ear, and the other ear was open so I could listen to the waves crash in. And the seagulls screaming at you. And now we're in this beautiful, gorgeous national forest. We're going to get to spend a couple weeks here. And at worst, if we can't figure out how to stay in this national forest, we can go about 200 miles east, a little further east, and go to another national forest that doesn't have an ocean, but it has just spectacular Spanish moss growing out of the trees. The last thing is, and I mentioned this earlier, nomad. What is a nomad? A nomad is a wanderer. If you plant yourself in a BLM, and there's some YouTubers that are actually they paid so they can stay in this long-term visitors area in Arizona, then you're not a nomad. You're just somebody that lives in your car. But I really feel like I'm a nomad, and I'm getting to see things that I have dreamt about my entire life. Carolyn likes picking up these pine cones and putting it up her face just to show how big they are. That is an experience that you don't get to go and have in Arizona. The only thing I see in YouTube videos about Arizona is dirt, desert, and sunsets. They show you a lot of sunset pictures. Oh, beautiful sunset. Well, I get sunsets too. I got one right here. It's just beautiful. I love it. Finally, the other thing is this is not a vacation. This is a nomadic lifestyle. And there's a huge difference between the two. If you're on vacation and you want to go out to the Arizona desert, spend a couple of weeks, and then come home, well, yeah, that's a once a year expense where you spend your $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 on your vacation. But there is no way a nomad could spend that kind of cash every week. And I think that's the impression is, well, I'll just move and travel and go. Well, you could, like I said in that other video, you could just move, travel, and go. You could spin yourself out of this lifestyle. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.